Now we're joined by a very special guest today. He's a trainer from The Biggest Loser, Shannan Ponton. Thanks for joining us, Shannan.
Pleasure, Dave. Good to speak to you, buddy.
Now, you're currently filming the finale for The Biggest Loser. I know you can't give too much away, but what can we expect from the finale, from what you've seen so far?
Mate, in all honesty, I think this finale is going to be the unexpected. There's people there who, even halfway through the competition, I'd sort of given up on and thought, no, these people aren't going to come through with the goods. And they've jumped up on stage at the finale and absolutely blown all the crew away. So I think the thing that's going to be different in this one is that people, all their preconceived ideas are going to be blown away, and people that you thought were going to perform well, maybe not quite so good.
Jeez, so you think there might be an underdog that comes up and wins?
I think there's plenty of underdogs and plenty of people that were written off early in the competition who have managed to stay the test of time and are still here.
Like we said, we can't wait to watch it, mate, because it sounds so exciting, and it's going to be
an absolute
ripper.
I think that's the exciting thing, Dave, about Biggest Loser is that you can't take anything for granted. Like, at the start of this series, Lara was the absolute powerhouse and, overshadowed everything that Lee did. Yet halfway through the series, it was like they had a personality exchange. Lee'd sort of taken off and Lara lost it psychologically a little bit. And you just can't predict things like that.
Yeah, and he's done so well as well, Lee. Like, from his transformation at the start, being on the couch, I remember vividly with Lara. And, now he just seems to be doing everything, out and about, jumping out of planes. It's crazy stuff.
What a way to get over a fear of abseiling, to jump out of a plane.
Tell me about it. And he's looking to do it again as well.
Yeah, his eyes are sort of really open, and he realises, at 23, that the world isn't really something that you should fear. If you sort of set your sights high and embrace a positive attitude, the world's there really to enjoy. So He's promised me that he is going to go again.
Absolutely. Good on him. I think it's fantastic what you're doing so far, and he's really come a long way. So whatever happens in the finale, it's just a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. But I'd love to get another one. I'd love to make it 5 from 5 for the blue team.
Oh, it'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Hey, we're rooting for you, mate. Now, earlier in the season, you got to spend a week with the Westerns. Tell me a bit about that experience and how it's benefited you as a trainer in transforming their lives.
That was probably one of the toughest weeks I've ever had in my life. We had to spend a week living with our contestants, which at first I thought was, I'll go in and clean the fridge out. We'll get them up at 6:30 every morning for training, and we'll train till 10 o'clock at night and we'll be okay. But by the time they told us that we had to live their life, we had to eat their food and there was to be absolutely no training, I was absolutely horrified, mate. It was something that, such a big integral part of my life is training and eating well. They took all of that away and it gave me a real insight into how people do put weight on.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most common questions we get asked. How do these people let themselves get like this? And the reason is, mate, they eat too much, they don't exercise. But the scary thing is how easy it is to fall into that trap. After eating that junk food non-stop for a week, I found that I was craving more of it. No matter how much I ate, I was never full. And the more I ate, the more I wanted and the more depressed I felt. Now, that was only after 5 days of it.
So just imagine with these guys that they're doing it day in, day out. It's grueling. It's more mental, if anything, than physically.
Of course it is. The food that you eat, that junk food, poisons your mind, which then causes your body to break down. So it definitely is a psychological factor before it is a physiological factor.
How hard was that for you to change over throughout the duration of the competition?
I mean, I had an almighty battle on my hands when I first started, obviously, because I had Charlene, and she was probably one of the toughest nuts I've ever had to try and crack in my entire life. I was met with total belligerence with everything that I'd said for her to do. But, once you unlock someone mentally, I think it empowers them to get the best from themselves physically. And she's one of my proudest achievements.
Absolutely, and she's come such a long way. Like, I know you were saying you had a bit of a tiff at the start, but the way she's spoken to you in the papers recently, she just loves you.
Every day for a month. It was horrible.
But it's great, just to see the turnaround. I mean, she, regardless whatever happens in the competition, mate, she's going to be, I guess, in awe of you, and everything's just going to be so beneficial now for her moving on with her life, and that's something that no one can take away from her, all the lessons that she's learnt, and it's ultimately going to make her a better person and a healthier lifestyle in the long
Absolutely.
run.
Well, she's now living, mate, and the relationship that we've formed transcends The Biggest Loser. You know, that doesn't finish when we stop filming tomorrow. That transcends everything that we do from then on.
It must be so rewarding for you as well. Do you find after every season that you've got some new friends and that, just to see what's happened from the start and the transformation, that it must make you proud as punch?
Yeah, I am. And you can't take on every one of the contestants every year. You know, we have 20 people through there, and I've got my own friends and my own family. But each year I'm amazed at the new friendships that I form that last, you know, that even to this point have lasted over 5 or 6 years.
Now, the show's in its 6th season, in which you've been involved in the past 5, like you've been saying, trying to make it 5 out of 5. Out of all the contestants that have entered The Biggest Loser house, who's been your favourite to train and why?
Mate, without a doubt, still for me, the biggest transformation. Now, there's 2 of them, and they're for 2 totally different reasons. Shannan, in last year's series, was the one that blew me away the most, because when I got him on day 1, he was a broken little boy. If he had curled over and died there, it would have been a welcome relief for him. He basically came to us at 224 kilos and was waiting to die, and he was 22 years of age. Now, he went on to turn his life around, and I went to his wedding last year, which was one of the most rewarding things that's ever happened. Now, in the first series I did of Biggest Loser, I had a girl in my team called Jules. Now, Jules was a mum. She had 3 kids, but she was always just a little bit aloof, and I couldn't figure out why. And she went on to explain to me that her brother had committed suicide, that she'd had a baby born with Down syndrome, and then her husband died when she was 3 months pregnant with the 3rd baby. So she had 3 kids under 3, 1 with Down syndrome, and somehow still managed to see the good in life and still managed to be positive and happy. And I think, you know, in those sort of relationships, it makes me reassess where I am at life, and I'm still learning lessons from these contestants today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what an achievement for it to still have that positive outlook on life, mate.
Yeah,
No
she
doubt.
just believes in the better goodness of life. Like, mate, you'd think you'd be bitter and twisted by that stage after having so many things go wrong, but she just still believes in the goodness of life and the goodness of human nature, I guess, and that was just so refreshing. It's something I carry with me daily.
That's fantastic, and no doubt it's had a big effect on you.
Oh, massive, it really does. And, you know, Shannan was the same. If I could have cut him on that day, that first day that he walked into my team, I would have, because he was so slow and so cumbersome, and it took so much time for me to try and get him going. But by the end of the show, I was relying on him to lose big numbers to prop everybody else up. It was just a transformation of roles.
Ah, that's great. That's great. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely, buddy. It's I think the biggest thing with The Biggest Loser, and the way the show is it transcends TV. You know, still walking down the street, I have people come up to him almost bursting into tears and saying, "Shannan, since watching the show, I've changed my life." And there's nothing bad in The Biggest Loser. Everything's good. People are getting healthier. We're passing knowledge on. You know, we're empowering people to understand afflictions and things that they've had, and to deal with circumstances in their life that other people are going through, and hopefully giving them the strength to deal with those situations in a positive fashion.
Absolutely. Now, The Biggest Loser has been nominated for a Logie for the most popular reality program. If the show gets up on Sunday night, the big question, who gets to keep the Logie? Will it be you or Michelle?
Mate, I'll tell you one thing, I'll be drinking Bintang at Sunset Bar in Bali, because I'm going to get on a plane tomorrow morning and I'm out of here. It's not going to be me.
Well, all the best for it. We can't wait to watch it on Monday night. It's going to be fantastic. Thanks for joining us today on the Dave Network.
Good on you, mate. Thanks for your support, buddy.
Now remember, guys, you can catch The Biggest Loser finale this Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Network 10.